Yesterday I talked about some exciting upcoming projects for this channel, including, but not limited to, videos about Pirates of the Caribbean and the Muppets. But today, there is something way more important taking priority, because a brand new trailer was just released for a highly anticipated upcoming superhero movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No.
Wonder Woman.
No.
The Incredibles 2.
No. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie.
Is that a joke?
Surprisingly, no. Roll the titles. Kapow! So I was perusing the YouTubes, as you do, when a thumbnail suddenly grabbed my attention as it featured a man I had not seen in a very long time, Captain Underpants. Now, as I investigated further, and by that I mean I looked at the title of the video, I discovered that this was in fact a movie trailer. Now, I have a lot of fond memories of Captain Underpants. I loved the books when I was a kid, but I haven't read them in a really long time, so my initial reaction was not good. He is an accurate reenactment. That probably wasn't necessary. But alas, I watched the trailer, and to my surprise, it wasn't bad. And then I watched the trailer again, and I realized it was actually quite good. And then I watched the trailer again. And now, I'm struggling to make this video because all I want to do is watch the trailer. Now don't get me wrong, I know the trailers can be deceiving and I was definitely affected by nostalgia a lot more than I thought I was going to be. But I think I can say that I am officially excited for the Captain Underpants movie. Now there's something I didn't think I'd be saying as a 21-year-old. Now I will spend the rest of the video trying to justify myself. In my opinion, the casting, great. The delivery, on point. I actually laughed quite a few times throughout the trailer, and that's always a good sign for comedy, I find. Now let's talk about George and Harold quickly, because they were my favourite part about the whole trailer. George is played by Kevin Hartman, and Harold is played by Thomas Middleditch. And what's interesting is that the actors are using their normal voices, even though George and Harold are 10 years old. So even though they're children, they don't sound like children, they sound like adults. But it's surprisingly natural, and I think it fits those characters quite well. And I'm happy that they're going in this direction, because I think ultimately that's going to add a lot more humour to the film. So that was a wise choice in my opinion. Then there's Ed Helms at the helm. Ed Helms is playing Captain Underpants. And he sounds really good in this as well. He was really funny. I especially love the contrast between the principal and the superhero. Very comedic, I thought he did a great job. And I absolutely love the animation style. It's very similar to the Peanuts movie, but it works. For Captain Underpants, it works, because it's almost like a 2D animation, but as a 3D animation, it's hard to explain, but it looks really good, and it feels very appropriate. So yeah, pretty much everything that I've seen, I've enjoyed. Nick Kroll plays Professor Poopy Pants. We didn't get to see too much of him in the trailer, but the little that we did see of him, I really enjoyed his performance too. So I'm just really enjoying everything about this so far. And that's completely bizarre, because this is a Captain Underpants movie. There were a few issues that I had with the trailer. The first being, when introducing the trailer, obviously this is a DreamWorks movie, and DreamWorks can be a little bit hit or miss, which is one of the concerns I had going into the trailer. But anyway, the trailer says something along the lines of, from the creators of Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and Madagascar. And look, DreamWorks, we get it. You made Shrek. It was really good. It was also 17 years ago. And by 17 years ago, I of course meant 16 years ago. Maybe it's time to update the old resume. I'm just saying, you don't see Pixar advertise from the creators of Toy Story. Let's move on. And the funny thing is, they do have good movies. How to Train Your Dragon, or even the Peanuts movie itself. Since it looks very similar to this movie, I don't understand why they didn't include those titles. But since Blue Sky Studios made the Peanuts movie and not DreamWorks, perhaps it's best that they didn't put that one. I have really got to start doing research before I make these videos. But I realize that is a bit of a nitpick. Also, based on the worldwide phenomenon from 10 years ago. They must have forgotten to type that part out. Also, shout out to Xavier Productions, who commented, "Damn, even Captain Underpants transitioned to cinema better than DC." That made me laugh a lot. More than it should have. But the depressing part is, at this moment in time, I'm probably looking forward to Captain Underpants more than I'm looking forward to Justice League. So yeah. Now I know that this movie could still be pretty bad, but if nothing else, we know the animation is going to be good, and we know that there's going to be at least some solid jokes in it, which is a lot more than I was expecting from a Captain Underpants movie. So it is a nice, pleasant surprise, which is why I'm so happy, especially because it's something that I used to love a lot. Anyway, there's probably more I could say, but I want to go back to watching the trailer. So, thank you for watching, and join us again tomorrow for another Geek Day Weekday. Okay, I'm gonna go back to watching the trailer again for the 7th time.